We have with us Sydney Lettau, our next choreographer. So Sydney, could you tell us about yourself?
Yeah. So I'm Sydney Lettau. I graduated from Happen Dance in 2018, and I am now going into my third year at Ohio State University, where I'm a dance major with a minor in video arts.
Awesome. And where did you go to high school?
Everett High School. I was a part of the dance program there. Yeah.
Super. So why did you want to do this year, this Dance Lansing 2020 virtual festival?
Yeah, I have done dance lancing in the past, and it took up my whole summer. I loved it. I was there all day, every day of the week, and I was in pieces and I choreographed, and it was fun. And so I thought this was a good opportunity to get this work that I created out there. Dance lancing was always a good outlet for my choreography, and so I thought doing it virtual would be the same thing.
Yes, and you decided to put together a piece that was made for the screen,
Yeah.
as opposed to a piece that was intended to be performed live. Could you tell us about the piece?
Yeah. I guess I should kind of start where I was at and what I was doing at the time that I created this. So it was around when the lockdown had happened. It was happening in multiple states, especially in Michigan. And then I was in Ohio at the time, so I was at school. Around that time, Ohio State had all the students leave except international students who didn't have a choice but to stay. And so I'm a resident assistant there, and so I stayed as a support system for these residents who couldn't go anywhere. And so I was there. I was in a dorm room, kind of secluded from everyone. I was doing Zoom meetings with my residents and things like that. And I just stayed at school to finish up my classes, to finish my dance classes all online. And I was in a video production class, and I had a film project that I had to do. And he gave us a pretty open-ended prompt, since people were in different situations at the time. And so I decided to create a dance film. And at first it was just me being creative in my room, finding places to create phrases. You know, I have, in the video, there's times where I'm on my bed, or I'm up against the window, in the mirror, on my couch, things like that. And so that's how it kind of started. And then, of course, I was in constant contact with my parents at the time. And I was hearing about the lockdown, the stay-at-home order, and how there were protests going on and things like that. And so it kind of, the message of do your part and stay home kind of came out of that. After creating the phrases and filming it, I filmed it in one day. It was actually on Easter. I filmed it in a day, and then when I started editing it, I decided to pull from news channels and their video that they had, some audio, and I kind of intertwined these images of the tragedies that were going on, as well as the kind of racism and selfishness that had been uncovered in our society because of this virus. And so my main message of it was to show people that as a dance major, kind of alone in my room for a couple months, trying to finish my classes, trying to be helpful to my Ohio State community. I had my birthday in quarantine. I had Easter in quarantine, and basically show that I was making things work, and I was not only for myself but also helping my community as well. And I just thought that if I exemplified that, hopefully it urged other people to do the same, and just to find ways to be creative and make things work under the circumstances, and not make things worse. So that's kind of how it all began. Yeah.
Okay, and the title of your piece is?
Do your part. Or doing my part, sorry.
Doing my part. All right, yeah. Well, if you are tuning into this, zooming into this, we're going to watch that piece now. Thank you, Sydney.
Yeah.